Hello, my name is Anthony Wilkinson from Group 3, Section 1, and our group's concept is distribution through technology. Distribution through technology is the process of delivering, in our case, media to the consumer through digital means. And throughout this viewing, we will have presentations by Matt Lesky, Jasmine Simpson, Sharon Walsh, Abigail Stillwell, Willow Whiting, Randall Seymour, and Carol Vasquez.
So, you've just finished a soundtrack, a script, or maybe a small video game, and now you want to share it with others. But how do you go about doing that? After all, the world is a big place, and with so many things going on in one day, it can be difficult to get your work seen. Technology has made it much easier these days to get the word out about your creation. In order to get published, writers would have to go from agency to agency in hopes that one of them would give their book a chance. Now writers are finding it much easier to self-publish. Through the internet, writers can publish their work as ebooks through sources such as Amazon Kindle, Smashwords, and Lulu.com. There are various online magazines that accept short stories for free. Also, writers can create blogs for their writing by using a blogging website such as WordPress. Now for the next step, marketing. So, you've published your work online, but how can you let others know about it? Social media websites such as Twitter and Facebook allow creators to market their work for millions of people to see. And if you don't mind reading your work aloud, then try YouTube, which is ranked the second search engine on the web. That means a lot of views. Technology has made it so much easier for people to share their creative works with millions of people across the world.
Hi, my name is Abigail and this is Media Frenzy. By moving the franchise to video games, The Walking Dead series is able to encompass a wider demographic and garner new fans. Creators can post teasers and work in progress, all aimed at drawing in their fan base and keeping in touch with the people who follow their work.
Distributing your music online. There are different sites that you can use to get your music out there. Two of the most popular ones are YouTube and iTunes. The biggest difference between YouTube and iTunes is iTunes you can earn a profit off of. YouTube is more a free way to get your music out there for people to listen to. In order to upload your work on iTunes, there is a program called the TuneCore. You go to www.tunecore.com, and it allows you to sell your music on iTunes with a few simple steps. YouTube is simpler to use. If you use YouTube to get your name out there, of course, you won't be making a profit off of it, but you can get a nice little fan base going on, which is just as rewarding. Very simple. All you have to do is create an account on YouTube, and then from there you can upload your videos or your audio and change your settings if you want them to be public, private, whatever you see fit. Just takes about tops 10 minutes to get it all downloaded, and from there the world can view it. Of course, you would, if you were doing covers or things like that, you would give the proper credit to the artist and the production people that made the song originally. And then, of course, always be mindful to copyright the things that you are making up and creating so that nobody could steal your idea.
Distribution through technology. Not far from here or there, people used to send in their works of art through the mail. What's mail, you say? Is that like email? But of course, only a lot slower and more painful. Everyone used to communicate by sending letters to those said publishers in hopes of having their dream story published and read by the world. Though today it's similar, but different. Come, young Padawan, to the old world where creeks and crevices showed onto those yellow pages sent through ancient technology. The cowboys and their horses were the first ways to carry Wilder's works to publishers. It was such a harsh environment to bear, waiting anxiously for weeks on end for that return letter that might not ever get to those poor people. Most writers during this time period were well educated and lived lavish lives to begin with. Then, around the turn of the century, inventions changed how they communicated. Telegrams made it much easier to send letters, requesting information by being able to get a response within a few days instead of weeks. As if the publisher ever sent a telegram back, and yet the author still had to send his or her manuscript by mail on that lone cowboy. Another miracle occurred not much farther down the years called a telephone. This one changed the world forever, unlike its brethren, the telegram. Telephones had to be answered once they began to ring, or the person hearing it would go insane. So an author could get a definite explanation of why or why not the publisher would not publish their story. The biggest miracles of all began to appear a little less than 100 years after the telephone hit the shelves. Computers landed down from the rich and the poor, finally began being able to write. Someone really smart came along and said, let's send messages back and forth. Now a writer could just sit down at his computer and hammer out a story and send a manuscript with one click. Narrated and directed by Willow Ann Whiting. Thank you.